Module 6, Part 2. Let's create a project plan. We will use as software tool an application called Ganter. You can reach it on www.ganter.com. Simply create an account with your mail address, define a password, and you're ready to go. It's free of charge software, cloud-based application. It will work both on Mac as a Windows 10 PC. Okay, so I fired up the software, which is software to create a Gantt project plan. It's not so much our intention to create a very detailed project plan, it's more the intention to capture the costs of our project. Remember, we are in request for proposal phase, so it's really too early to really develop a very detailed professional project plan. Customer is still not paying us. Okay, so first thing to do is give the project plan a name. You can click on its title and fill in the project name. Now, the case I will work out here in this example session will be the following. Assume the customer has an old mail system, an old mail environment, and he wants to replace that. So he's tasking a consulting company to come up with a brand new mail system solution and to implement that for him. So we will call a project mail migration. You need to indicate when your project starts. So let's say it starts the 15th of January 2017. Now, by the way, this version I'm showing to you is in Dutch. The language selected by this cloud application is defined by your operating system language and your browser language. So sorry, it's in Dutch. But I will ease you through. So I save this. Then the first thing you need to do when you start with a project plan is just to construct the work breakdown structure. Now, many projects will start with an analysis phase. Just think of building a house. What is the first thing the architect will do with the customer? He will interview the customer and listen to the customer what he wants. Does he want a building in modern style or a Spanish hacienda? Does he want a double garage? Does he want 3 sleeping rooms, 2 bathrooms? So you make an analysis that just makes sense. In case it's migrating from an old mail system to a brand new one, I think it's a good idea to split up analysis in a couple of subtasks. We want to analyze future needs for the new mail system. But I guess it also makes sense to have a look at the old mail system. So we will analyze the old mail environment just to understand what is running there, what they are doing with it. It would be an error not to do that, so let's have that in our analysis phase. And we are still forgetting an important one. If you turn on that new mail system and you turn off the old one, all employees of the customer will be angry on you. Why? They have lost all their old emails. If you turn off the old mail system, they lost their contact lists. So there's probably a lot of stuff you need to migrate. So let's also analyze what needs to be migrated. You need to indicate that line 2, line 3 and line 4 are sub-activities of line 1, analysis. How do you do that? Well, select those lines. I clicked on the number 2. Now I will hold down the control key and I will hit number 3, and I'm still holding down the control key and I hit 4. And then I push arrow to the right. Okay. We are ready with our analysis, so let's then design the new solution. Position of line 5 is not correct. I need to move this one position to the left. What will we design? Well, we will design the new mail architecture, and we will design the migration process. So how will we migrate that old data? Again, I need to move line 6 and 7 to the right, so I hold on the control key and I hit arrow to the right. Then we can start building the thing. Implementation. Move this to the left. What will we build? We will set up new mail architecture. So we'll install servers and install software on it, and network components and so on. And we will develop the migration tooling. So you probably need some tools, some software to migrate from the old mail system to the new one that needs to be developed. So that's what we will do in implementation. I move this to the right. Now, it would be foolish to just turn on now this new mail environment. We really think everything will work? No, it will not. In projects you always make errors, so it's very unlikely that everything will just work fine. So let's stay on the safe side and let's have a pilot phase first. What is a pilot? Well, a pilot, in a pilot you test out what has been developed in the project, and you search basically for errors. You do this with a limited scope and a limited population of end users. Like if your company has 1000 employees, you do the pilot just with 20 employees. So the impact is limited in case things start really to go wrong. So let's first define what needs to be done in the pilot. Define pilot approach. And run the pilot. Evaluate the pilot. So once the pilot is done, you need to evaluate it, of course, to learn what the errors were. And then, most importantly, you need to correct the errors you have found. So you need time for that, and that needs to be a task. So correct errors discovered during pilot. Let's move all this stuff to the right. And then we are good to go. So operational phase is to the left. Probably during a weekend or during a public holiday, when users don't really need their mail, we will run the migration tooling. So 1 day, 2 days or so, this migration tooling will be running and will pull all the old mails, address books and so on from the old mail environment and inject it into the new one. And then we can turn off the old mail environment. And we are ready to go with the new one. Okay, this concludes this introduction on how to set up your work breakdown structure. Remember this cycle consisting of analysis, design, implementation, pilot and operational phase is something you will often see in a project. This is a very common sequencing of things. So you might need this one for your particular solution.